Kia ora, everyone. Welcome to this end of the year light lunch. I am Floriana, the regional Rex for NZIOB, and I am very happy to join you today and be sharing this webinar with Brent Rex from Hirepool and AJ from Design Stapleton. How are you guys? Would you like to introduce yourself, Brent?
Yeah, hello. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Brent. Everyone knows me as Rigsy. I've been with Hirepool for 12 or so years now, and I'm the partnerships manager, and I'm talking to you from a very sunny Hawke's Bay.
Thank you. Hello, AJ. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, my name is AJ Royfee. I am a Senior Associate and Registered Architect at Designgroup Stapleton Elliott. I'm based in the Wellington office and I've had the pleasure of working for DGC for 8 years now.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So let's get started with some questions to get to know you a little bit. So part one is you're going to tell me 3 things that keeps you awake at night. And then the second part is just to get to know you a little bit more. So let's start with Rixie. Can you please share the top 3 things that keeps you awake at night?
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Hey, I've only got really a couple. The first one's probably to do with mental health and well-being. You know, it's we know it's difficult out there at the moment, and I just want to let people know that there is support available for people. It only takes 10 seconds of courage, you know, to reach out and say, "How you going, mate? Is everything all right?" So I think that's really important, and I know we do a lot of work, as does the NZIOB in that space. And then I think the other thing that is really difficult at the moment is just the consistency of workflow. You know, the national pipeline seems to get pushed around and changed all the time with every change of government. And I think we just really need to put our big boy pants on and just really have a look at a consistent sort of workflow that doesn't get changed when a change of government occurs and just, you know, is beneficial for, you know, the country and then, you know, as it flows down to the contractors and everyone else involved.
That's very important. Thank you. Thank you, Rixie. How about you, AJ?
Yeah, look, to be honest, with me, it's pretty simple in terms of, I think, you know, most people could relate and say project deadlines are something that always sort of dwells on your mind. And then I think the other 2 things, you know, Riggsy's already touched on it, you know, being really conscious of your mental health and well-being, not both yourself and also your staff can be something that's, you know, extremely important, especially when limiting burnout and getting the best results generally. And, you know, I've recently become a father, and for me, it's, you know, really difficult to try and balance both work and your home life as well. So that's something that can also put pressure on you. But I think, you know, in terms of architecture, you know, I always strive to keep up with the latest trends. And I think for an industry that's so heavily dominated by technology, you know, it's, you know, and things move really quickly. It's always looking for the next big thing, whether it be, you know, AI or a design trend or just generally how you become a better designer. And then, you know, the world is moving towards more sustainable and high performance architecture. So always looking at ways in which we can get involved in those spaces.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on becoming a father.
Thank you.
And okay, so now we shall move on to the questions to get to know you a little bit more. AJ, would you like, this is a quick fire question, so would you like to tell me what are you reading, listening to, and watching currently?
Well, in my personal life, of which is limited watching time, I must admit, we're watching Yellowstone at the moment, but I do try and get exercise in the morning and at night. So I use the opportunity to watch some podcasts. I'm really enjoying listening to Let's Talk Architecture at the moment, and have really enjoyed some of the talks, specifically from Bjarke Ingels from Big, very enlightening.
Awesome. Are you reading something at the moment? Any books that you want us to recommend?
I must admit, I'm not a big reader. I'm more of a listener and a sort of a visual learner. So for me, no, not a lot of reading, admittedly.
Awesome. How about you? How about you, Rixie?
Yeah, good. Look, I've just started getting into the podcast myself. Nothing too deep and meaningful like what AJ's into, but I like the light and popcorn type of stuff. So if I'm driving, Smartless is a very entertaining, quick fire sort of celebrity type of podcast. And then, hey, look, if you're flying, it's just download a couple of the latest things on Netflix or Prime Video, whatever it may be. And yeah, reading's difficult for me, so I I lose attention very quickly.
So we have visual people in here. No reading experts. Well, that's good recommendations for podcasts anyways. Thank you very much. And then now, Rixie, tell me, what is something do you do for yourself to help with your well-being?
Well, I know some of the listeners out there probably know or recognize me from hosting all the quiz nights I've done for NZOMB up and down the country. So I really think, and I credit hosting quiz nights as a way just to really switch off from the noise, and just entertain, stand up in front of a room of people and entertain them for a couple of hours and tell the same shit jokes I've done for the past 25 years as being a quiz master. And I just really enjoy it. And I think, yeah, sometimes you just have to concentrate on the questions and the answers that are coming back. And it's a great way of switching off. It doesn't go away, but it's just a great way to sort of switch off. And, I love being physical and doing sport and either watching the kids do sport or, having a whack of a golf ball from time to time. So, yeah, that's my way of sort of getting away from it.
Do you learn a lot from the quizzes? Do you
Oh,
get
100%. But it goes in there and it comes out very quickly. So,
That's fair enough. AJ, how about you? What do you do for yourself to help your well-being?
Well, probably a little bit similar to Riggsy. Being a young father, I think one of the things that, I really enjoy doing is spending time with my family and also shared experience with my daughter. She's just started swimming lessons and that's something that we do together. And for me, like Riggsy was saying, it helps you kind of detach from the real world and the stresses and pressures that come with it. So for me, that's something that, I really enjoy and really helps my mental well-being.
Awesome. And then I have another more question. Can you tell me, AJ, what is your motto?
So this is an interesting one. I'm not sure I actually have a motto, although some of the people that I work with might say differently. But I am a big believer in, do it once, do it right, and really make sure that you spend the time required on tasks and give them the thought that they need rather than trying to rush it out the door and tidy it up later. So that's something that I definitely preach to everyone that I work with.
Awesome. How about you, Rixie?
yeah, similar to AJ, I don't have a life motto that I run my life with. I use a lot of consistent sayings and stuff. So one for myself, for my personal life is if you don't use it, you lose it. So, make sure you get off the couch and doing things. Another one is hindsight is a superpower. So, don't wait to after the fact, it's always easy, but, try and make the right decision at the time. And I think, for business and stuff, I don't want you to spend more on hire. I just want you to use Hirepool. So, I've said that about a million times. Wish I had $1 for every time I've said that. So, but yeah,
You
it's
will be a millionaire then.
100%.
Okay, so now we're going to move to the last questions, and then you guys can expand yourself as much as you want. We still have a couple of minutes. So, AJ, can you please tell me a piece of advice for the next generation?
Cool. Yeah, I've got two. I guess my first one is don't limit your ambition. I think, especially in my profession, in terms of architecture, the younger generation are really well placed to sort of really grasp the future of architecture, given how well they understand technology and potentially how it could shape our industry. So I would say, don't, architecture is one of those industries that is slow to move, but I think the younger generation are in a really good position to help it move forward and quickly, especially in New Zealand. And then I think the other thing is value being an all-rounder. I think, sometimes people limit themselves to one particular part of the industry that they're really good at. But what I would always preach to the younger generation is, being an architect isn't easy. We need to be good designers, understand construction, sequencing, contract law, insurances, communication, and then management. So having a really strong founding in all of those areas will not only help you be a better person, but also a better designer and a better architect and actually a better colleague as well.
That's a great advice. Thank you, AJ. How about you, Rixie?
Yeah, I think for me is get involved. You know, don't sit on the sidelines. Be, you know, collaboration and partnerships is key. Learning, you know, you know, we're big on you know, partnering up with the likes of NZIOB, civil contractors, you know, getting involved. I'm a firm believer of you'll get out of what you put into something. So, you know, if you sit on the sidelines and think things are going to just happen for you, it probably won't. So, you know, if opportunities like this or whatever it may be, just go for it, you know. And probably the other thing is get property early. Don't wait until your older years before you start buying houses and stuff like that. I think, yeah, capturing any sort of opportunity that comes your way, be it travel or working for different companies, just get into it. You know, it served me well, and I just know, as AJ said, you become a better colleague as well if you you know, get involved and have those connections within the industry.
Oh, that's really awesome. Thank you. So this is a question that it was not scripted, but I'm really interesting to know. Do you guys had any mentors in your career? How about you, AJ Roy?
Mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I've had many, and I think mentors are extremely important in shaping the way that you think. And so, you know, I've had some fantastic architects in my time at Designgroup. You know, Nigel, obviously, everyone knows him. He's definitely helped shape my career, and I've also been heavily involved with another one of the directors, Michael Ware, who's now based in Tauranga, and he's been really fantastic in terms of shaping my career. And I think what it does demonstrate as well is those guys are always, their doors are always open. They're willing to invest the time in their staff, which I think is extremely important because at the end of the day, that's going to promote growth, and they have definitely done that for me.
Great. How about you, Rixie?
Yeah, I've never really had a proper one-on-one mentor, but I've always, you know, I think especially for me is being that wise old owl and listening, not talking. It's difficult for me because I do like talking. But you know, is listening to people. We're very lucky within Hirepool. We do have people that have been there for many, many moons. And it's great just to listen to their perspective. I remember when I first started with the company and our CEO, who's still our CEO, Brian Stephen, has said, Rigsy, you know, my door is always open. And he stuck to that. You know, Gary Richardson, who's our national or GM of sales and marketing, great to talk with. And he, you know, he's always a good person to bounce ideas off and stuff. And then just, you know, I was a sparky when I left school. And so, you know, I had tradesmen and then I became the tradesman. So then I had apprentices and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a natural cycle to things. But yeah, I think I go back to it. You'll always get out of what you put into things. So, you know, listening to people and working with them. Yeah, love it.
Awesome. That's great. So before we go, I just wanted to thank everyone who has been at Light Lunch this year. It has been an awesome year with lots of people that we get to know. And thank you especially to Rixie and AJ for joining us today. Do you guys want to share any messages before we go? No?
Oh, I do. I just hope 2025 brings some great stuff for us. 2024 has been a difficult time, not a hard time, but just, you know, and then I just look forward to doing some more quiz nights with NZIOB next year.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and from me, look, just, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone, and enjoy the festive season.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much for everyone who's watching, and we will see you next year. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. Hi.
Yeah.